that's quite central for spirituality, but we've been really focusing on as spiritual students in this first month of the new year, because, we like to create a beautiful launch pad in the beginning of the year to launch us into a awesome, as people say, year. And so we've been focusing a lot on actually silence and concentration and introversion. And the suggestion, if possible, was to alter or adjust your day-to-day life such that you could have more time, more quiet spaces in your day. So many of us were laughing because it felt like things actually got busier in our lives. And I know for myself, there's still work responsibilities, family responsibilities, various things. So what I've enjoyed doing, which had really been a focus before even we launched into this new initiative this month, what I've enjoyed doing always is seeing what is true introversion, what is true concentration, what is true solitude while I'm interacting and carrying on with day-to-day life. Can one have solitude while acting and interacting? And my personal feeling is yes. And so really what it boils down to is maintaining integrity of the self as I operate. That's actually as if my little space of reflection is mobile and it's traveling around with me, some say in a bubble, not to isolate, not to reject, not to move, distance the self emotionally, to be very engaged and present, but just not to lose the self. So I thought we could explore the state of true solitude as a practical stage I can integrate into my day-to-day life. So sitting comfortably, and you probably are now in a physically quiet space where you won't be distracted, and that's great. So enjoy that space. Make sure you're comfortably seated. No tension in the body, but the body's still engaged, alert. And if it helps to take a breath or two to allow the body to release any tension, please feel free to do that. Taking a breath in, and then that slow release of air from the lungs. It always magically helps to slow everything down. And maybe another breath in, and again, that slow release of air from the lungs. And already creating a sense of being more present. That is the first quality of solitude, is I feel more present. I'm aware of the contrast, aware that during the day, my attention, my focus is very much on what's going on outside, the activity, the timelines, the scenes and situations. I am in a concentrated state. It's just that my concentration is not on the self. It's on things outside. So now sitting here, I can feel that starting to shift, where I might be focused or concentrated outside. I start to feel it shifting more towards the self, inside. The feeling of acknowledging my own presence inside. I, the thinker, I, the observer, I, the experiencer. Really moving into my inner world and recognizing the self. This is the cornerstone of solitude is to feel my own presence. Just as I might, sitting here now, become aware of the posture of the body. I can sit for long periods of time, watching something outside, a scene, a movie, a person, and become completely unaware of the alignment of this body. Even if it's crying out in pain, I can still remain unaware that the shoulders are hunching, the lower back is collapsing, my breath is becoming more shallow, unaware of it all. But then when I am intentional, even now, as I'm sitting here, very intentional in becoming aware of the alignment of even the body, shifting my focus, my concentration. Are the shoulders open? Is the lower back active? Is my breath broad, expansive, the diaphragm free? Doing the same for the self. During the day, so focused on the human doing, the activity, the outer world, even just the image. But sitting here now, I become attentive, really attentive to the state of myself. Am I connected, aligned with my true nature? Am I aware of myself as a spiritual being, inside, separate from the body, feeling my attention softening, becoming subtle, in order to gently hold this very quiet awareness of myself, I, the soul. And when I am connected, aligned in that true awareness of the self, automatically there is peace. I feel peaceful. My mind opens and expands as if my mind can breathe. It's not racing, it's slowing down, doesn't have those sharp edges of anxiety or impatience or frustration. My mind softens. And there's more clarity. I'm more aware of what I need to focus on and what I don't need to focus on in this moment. I feel I'm in a very healthy alignment just by giving attention to the state of the self. This is solitude, coming inside and becoming aware of my own state, starting with the identity, I, the spiritual being, not a human doing, a human being. Very peaceful, very light, a lover of simplicity, of dignity and grace, easiness and flow, all signs of well-being, being well aligned with the authentic self. Now, my question for myself, can I hold this state very gently, hold this inner alignment as I come into sound, time, and action, that doingness or even busyness? Can I remain in solitude, that integrity of self intact, as I start to interact with the outer world, as if my little cave of introversion becomes mobile? With my mind's eye, I travel forward in time, into the day, the scenes to come, the so-called things I need to get done. I imagine myself in those future scenes, completely intact, aligned, in that very serene state, very content state. As I perform actions, as I speak to others, see others, listen to others, without losing myself. I visualize those future scenes as if rehearsing. Yes, it is possible. Not only possible, but magical. Because if I remain intact whilst interacting in solitude, whilst being in a crowd, it creates a space, almost a vibrational space, in which others are supported in connecting to themselves, in maintaining, nurturing their own integrity as spiritual beings. My own inner effort is creating an atmosphere of authenticity, where others receive support to also be themselves. It's rather important, almost serviceable, that I maintain this unique solitude as I come into interaction. It serves myself, but it will also help to serve others. Very serviceable stage of true solitude. This is my own experiment in silence as I move through the day. Om Shanti.